Hello YouTube, it's me, Chris. I'm making a video kind of in a answer to a challenge put out by Marty from Marty's Rambling. He wanted us to do a video on why we love scroll sign. Now, I really don't know of one reason why I love scroll sign, or I can't really even say that I love scroll sign, but I really enjoy doing it. I've introduced you to this before. This is my Win 16-inch variable speed scroll saw, and I am going to make a video showing some modifications that I made to the blade holders. I changed out the blade holders so I could use pinless blades. But what I kind of wanted to show you, one of the reasons why I really enjoy doing scroll sign, and now remember, be kind, I'm a hobbyist, I'm basically learning, but what I really like is you can take a piece of wood like this, you can take a pen or a pencil and you can write on it, and then you can start cutting on it and end up making something like this. Now this is a tree that I drew out back in October, I believe it was, and I never really had the confidence that it would take to cut it out. It's thin, it's very fragile. I was lucky I didn't break any of the small branches or anything in it while I was cutting it. And scroll sign is a confidence builder. And what's neat is you can take something like that tree that's just a plain piece of wood, not much looking to look at, and then you can put a backer board behind it like this piece of red oak. And I would use a much thinner piece, of course, but the contrasting wood gives it a whole new dimension, a different color, and it just kind of makes it different. Now, I originally drew this out because I wanted to try to make a ornament for a Christmas tree, but like I said, I didn't really have the confidence to cut it out, and I made some mistakes. I will never tell you what those mistakes are. It's up to you to find them, you know, and I prefer not to call them mistakes, but happy little accidents. And I got to tell you, sandpaper and time make me the scroll saw person that I ain't. I can take and sand out most of the imperfections, but when it comes to certain things, unfortunately, they're still there. If I went off the line and I cut the wood a little bit too deep in one spot or whatever, they're still there. But, you know, I'm having a lot of fun. It's a great stress relief. I can just come out here into my garage and sit down and play with my saw, have a good time, and basically be left alone to myself. My wife and my kids will come out every now and then to see what I'm doing, but most of the time I'm just left to myself, and I'm allowed to clear my mind and think about what's going on, or think about nothing at all except just me and my saw, a piece of wood, and making something that wasn't there. Now, I kind of drew this off of my plum tree. See if you can see it out there. Not really very good, but I kind of took the shape off my plum tree to give me some of the shape of this. And like I said, you know, I drew it out back in October, and today is the 5th of January, so, you know, I had to build up a little bit of confidence. I did, and I didn't follow the lines completely, but that's going to come with practice. Again, like I said, I'm pretty much a novelist at doing this, but I'm having a great time, and there aren't too many hobbies that you can get into for the price that you can scroll sign. Now, my scroll saw, I didn't catch it on sale. I bought it off Amazon. I paid full price. It was like $127, and it came with a foot pedal that I've shown in one of my little videos. You push down on it and the blade starts. You let go and it stops. It came with the foot control. Otherwise, I have the manual control here. It's speed. And then I bought extra blades. I bought a packet of extra blades, Flying Dutchmans, that were packaged and sold by the Woodworking Teddy Bear, I believe is the name of the company. You know, so all in all, I think I spent $135, $140, maybe a little bit more. And there aren't too many hobbies that you can get into for that amount. And then you can find scrap wood, take old pallets apart or whatever, and you can get into this hobby fairly inexpensively. I know when I got into metal detecting, a decent metal detector cost me a couple of $100, and that was 25, 30 years ago. 25 years ago, I got into scuba diving. I don't even want to talk about how expensive that was. Not only did I have to pay a few $100s for the lessons, I also had to pay for the equipment. And, you know, we're talking upwards of a couple $1,000s if you were to buy all the equipment. And scroll sign, you know, less than $200 and you're into it. Now, there are definitely better saws on the market, but I'm happy with this one. I started out with my first one. I bought a little cheapie from Harbor Freight, Essential Machinery, 13-inch single speed. And at the time, I thought it was a great saw, but I didn't know anything about the hobby. And I got out of it basically because I allowed especially family members to discourage me. And I just got tired of it sitting underneath my table saw. So I pulled it out one day and I played around with it and I started enjoying it. And then I started watching some creators on YouTube, Cy from Cy's Corner, Marty from Marty's Ramblings, Steve Carmichael, Steve Good, the Artisan Pirate, Tyler, and I started watching them, and I'll tell you what, they've been really inspirational in the work that they do in confidence building. I would like to get good enough to do some intarsia. It's where you take different pieces of wood and you put a pattern on them and you cut them out and they come together like a jigsaw puzzle with little to no gap in between the pieces of wood. And I would also like to do fret work. I guess you could kind of say this is a little bit of fret. It's where you take a piece and you draw a pattern on it and then you cut all the little holes, all the little voids out, and it makes a picture. And really, they make beautiful pictures. A lot of people do fretwork, bowls and trays and stuff like that, or they'll do portraits of animals. And I just really think that that's neat. And some of them take hours, if not days, to complete. Now, I kind of got this idea of the tree from a person from the UK that I watched a video on. He did a 22-inch diameter tree. He called it the Tree of Life. He cut part of it out on his scroll saw and part of it with a Dremel tool. And then he inlaid a lot of it with the different color resins and epoxies. So that kind of gave me the idea to do this. I would just like to challenge you, if you're watching this, don't be afraid to try something new. Don't be afraid to mess up and show people your mistakes. I mean, I am definitely not perfect. I've basically been doing this since the end of May, first part of April. My wife bought me this saw for our anniversary, and I'm having a lot of fun at it. And, you know, that's the main thing, is enjoy it. It's very relaxing. It's fun. Watch the people on YouTube. Don't get discouraged when your work doesn't turn out to be as good as their work is. You got to remember, some people have got 30, 40 years of experience working a scroll saw. You know, I've only got a few months. And in time, I'll get better. Will I get as good as them? I don't know. Do I want to get as good as them? Sure, but if I don't, I'm not going to be discouraged about it, because I'm going to get as good as I can get. And, you know, people are going to have to accept that, because that's what I'm accepting, is to be as good as I can be. And that's what you should look at, is if you get into this hobby, which I highly recommend, it's, like I said, it's not that expensive. Become as good of a scroll sawer as you want to be, or you can be. Don't let other people discourage you. I have disabilities. I have, one of my disabilities is both of my hands. I have nerve damage, and there's times that I have no feeling in my hands, but I still scroll saw. As long as I'm able to hold on to the wood and I can see where I'm going and I can see where that blade's at, it doesn't bother me. So, regardless of your physical capabilities or your disabilities, get into scroll sawing. Have fun. It's great mental exercise. It'll keep you young. It'll give you a feeling of accomplishment. It'll build your confidence, and it's just a blast to do. I know I've run on a little long on this video, kind of talked in circles a few times, but I just wanted to share this with you. And remember, if I can do it, you can do it. If the other people can do it, you can do it. You just have to get started. And once you get started, don't stop. Get on Facebook, look at the different groups. There are plenty of scroll saw groups on Facebook. Super good people that are willing to answer any questions you have. And if you show them your work, they'll talk about how good you've done. They'll help you build your confidence. And if you want them to criticize your work, they'll be more than happy to criticize it as well. But the thing is, they'll do it in a loving spirit to where they hopefully can help and teach you what's going on. Again, this is Chris from CW62. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Go out and get a scroll saw. It doesn't have to be an expensive one. Buy one off Facebook Marketplace. Get some saw blades, get some wood, and get going. It's a great hobby. God bless, and you all take care.